Today I'm out with one camera, one lens, and I've got one goal in mind for my photography. I'll talk about what that gear is and what the goal is in just a minute. Oh, and by the way, it's very, very windy. My name is Wayne Robertson and I'm a landscape and wildlife photographer based in Scotland. So I'd like to start the video early on by explaining what I'm doing today and why I'm here. So I was in this area without any camera about 4 days ago, just out for a stroll, enjoying some exercise. But of course, being a photographer, I'm always looking around for potential compositions or things I would like to return to. And I'm seeing at the moment there's a bit more yellow on these gorse bushes than there was the other day. It was incredibly drab, not a lot of colour, quite a dreary day. But weather aside, there was nothing springing out to me for photography. Quite a lot of trees had blown over with the wind. There's perhaps been some felling as well. And just nothing sprung out to me as a place that I would want to return to for photography. As I was walking along, no nice scene presented itself. It was quite hemmed in, so if I explore more today I may see more things, but there were no open vistas. There was no distinctive tree that I thought I'd love to come and photograph. There was no little woodland scene. So why am I back here? Well, when you go out to the hills and mountains or countryside or some really nice woodlands, or perhaps look over a sprawling coastal scene, photographs almost present themselves. But in a place like this, you may not get any good images, but if you do, you really have to work for them. So I'm back today to exercise my photographer's brain. Just like exercise is good for the body, this is a type of exercise I do from time to time away from YouTube, just to keep my photographer's brain in gear. So I like to come out with one camera. I've got my OM-1 Mark II today, one lens, I've got my 40 to 150, and one goal in mind is just to exercise my brain, look for compositions. I am always prepared to be disappointed with the results. That's not the purpose of this exercise. But, you know, I may get a photograph that I really like as well. So I'm open to both possibilities. But it's purely about challenging yourself. Come to a location which doesn't excite you, you don't think it's great for photography, and work hard and see what you can come up with. And even if it's nothing good, it's a worthwhile exercise because you're tuning your mind into light, composition, all the things that's important for photography. And when the time presents itself, perhaps in the future at a different location, everything just slips into place nicely because you've been practicing the photographer's way of thinking. So that's what I'm out to do today. That's why I'm here. That's the gear I've got with me. So let's get started. So I've just been walking through this little section, and As I talked about earlier in the video, there's so much more yellow on this gorse here than there was when I visited a few days ago. It's come up really, really quickly. But I happened to look behind me. I've been walking this way and I quite like the light hitting the Scots pine trees in the distance. I like the yellow, and there's some nice shadow and light in this area as well. And there is this path, so I think there may be a shot here, something worth experimenting with. So I think I found a potentially decent shot, one that certainly exercised my photographer's brain. So I'm crouched down a little bit to get the perspective that I want, and I'm enjoying the curve of this path going through the yellow and the bushes and off to the Scots pine trees in the distance. Now, as you'll have heard me mention and probably seen in the video, it is incredibly windy today, really, really strong winds, I think gusting to 40 miles per hour. So I'm keen to show that in my image, and I'm going to use live ND to slow down my shutter speed and hopefully show you a little bit of what I'm seeing the wind movement do to these bushes. So let's see how I get on. So I expected a challenge today, and it certainly is proving to be a challenge. One of the other obstacles I'm having today, other than not having a wide variety of scenes that instantly make you think it's going to be a good photograph, is the actual light. So at times it's incredibly bright, but there's also times where it goes behind cloud. There's just so much cloud over where the sun is behind me, and it's just making everything very dreary and overcast. So I've seen a shot, or a potential shot, but I need light on it. And it's this tree behind me here. I really like its shape. It just catches the eye. And also behind it, there's another tree just to its right, which plays an important supporting role. It's just underneath this tree. And I think I could frame up quite a nice shot here. What I like about this shot and my approach to today is because I've been carrying the 40 to 150 lens, it's letting me concentrate on little small sections of the landscape such as this that I see, and it's a very good choice when you don't think there's anything obvious for wider views, any nice vistas and so on. But I'm running out of time. The sun is still high enough in the sky, but it's approaching the top of the tree line, and then I'm not going to get any light. And I think this scene behind me really needs light. The sun's trying to break through. I'm going to get ready just in case. I think it might be trying to break through. So I think that's the best I'm going to get. I've been here for probably 25 minutes, and unfortunately off where the sun is setting there's huge amounts of cloud, and I got the very briefest of spells where there's just a little bit of light giving the scene a little lift. The problem I've got now is I would like to move on, and I've probably got about 30 minutes left. And I'd like to see if I could find anything else. However, it is looking incredibly overcast and it's started to rain. So I could wait here, but there's so much cloud I don't know if anything's going to happen. Or I could move on and maybe get one moody shot to finish today, I don't know. But I think I've got this scene the very best that I'm going to be able to get it. So that little bit of light helped, and I'll show you that now. So I've been walking along this woodland area here, and it's been very flat, it's been very overcast. A bit worse than you're seeing it now in the video, but you could probably see the sun is just hitting my face, and I've just had probably 50 seconds or so of fantastic light in this woodland, which made the place come alive. And I realised I was at my basically last chance saloon for the day to get some more photographs. It's not about trying to get lots of photographs today, but it's about exercising my photographer's mind. And when I saw the light come out, it was the perfect opportunity to do that. I knew I'd have a very brief moment of time to capture an image. And I was looking around this woodland, looking at the trees, looking at the light, looking for potential compositions and reacting. So I really think this was fantastic. It puts a little bit of pressure on you, which gets the excitement going. And yeah, I had a very, very brief period to make the most of the time that I was given and that beautiful light. So you may see off behind me here, they're actually starting to get the light now. There's a grouping of 3 trees, and I'm going to keep my eye on this because I'm going to grab another image quite quickly. But that's what the light did. It just caught those 3 trees there, and I saw an opportunity. So I'm going to work quick and see if I can get another composition. The sun has now officially lost its battle with the clouds. There's 95% cloud cover, I think, a menacing brooding sky, a few tiny gaps of blue, but the sun's too low in the sky now. It's practically touching the horizon, so there's going to be no more light on the land for today. But even without seeing my photographs, for the reasons I mentioned back at the beginning of the video, this has been an incredibly successful day for me. The photographs are not too important for me today. It's all about getting my exercise. And by that I mean exercising my photographer's brain. I've came to an area, really enjoyed walking around just like I did in my last visit here, but there's been no obvious compositions. So I've come out 1 camera body, 1 lens, and 1 goal, just to really give my photographer's brain a good workout. And I think I've done that today. I've faced challenging light, challenges in terms of no obvious compositions, and I've just enjoyed my photography, and I've tried to be creative. And I think that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Looking around, keeping an eye on things. It's so important to look around the landscape, look at the light and so on. And I've tried to be creative, you know, using focal length, perspective. I've thought about shutter speed, what's going to work best for the scene that I'm photographing. And I've just given myself a good workout and enjoyed it and practiced my photography. And you know, that's a good lesson, a good way to just live life. Just make the most of what you've got in the place you are on a given day. And I think if we try that now and again, we can't go far wrong. So I really hope you've enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for taking the time. I do appreciate it, and I hope you'll join me in my next video.